My prediction for this upcoming year really does reinforce some of the things that we've already touched on in this conversation, which is I think that in 2024, we are going to see the emergence of a mega partnership in the loyalty space. We have had decades of airline and hotel partnerships, partnerships between retailers, partnerships that are really there to create and extend the experience of the customer. But we've yet to see a market-changing, game-changing partnership, which brings two best-in-class programs together and really augments and changes the game for loyalty in the marketplace. I think that given the increasing prevalence of program extending partnerships, I think we are very close to seeing something that is going to elevate the game across the industry and really offer exponential opportunities for consumers that go from digital to physical, that extend the life beyond their typical transaction and really show customers what the true potential of loyalty to brands can really unlock.
So my one big prediction for 2024 is sports. The sports industry is very, very underdeveloped when it comes to loyalty programs. And there's a massive amount of opportunity within that industry. We're working on some really, really exciting initiatives within that space. And we think in 2024, loyalty in sports is set to explode.
One prediction for the loyalty ecosystem in 2024 is AI. So applying artificial intelligence into the logic and the back end of loyalty programs, but as well in the customer conversations over the loyalty program, which become more and more personalized by clever usage of AI application.
When you think about some of the world's biggest and most expansive loyalty programs, they are really not just the lifeblood of the companies they serve themselves, but are actually major enterprises upon themselves. When you think about just the program liability often stretching into the hundreds of millions or billions, the number of customers served, the number of associates that deliver the program in the hundreds of thousands or millions, they are major enterprises. And one of the key things that we expect companies and program leaders to do is want to have more an immersive, real-time experience and tool set in order to manage the profitability and the performance of their programs at scale. So my prediction for 2024 is that we're going to see the first conceptual design or the first prototype of a program reporting and dashboard suite that actually looks more like a digital twin of a program, where a program leader can actually go in and do simulation of program changes or macroeconomic conditions at scale in real time in an immersive environment. Or you can go and test and optimize a program offer or a personalization campaign within the context of your program and see how different micro segments are going to respond in real time and make tweaks to get to your desired outcome for that campaign. And then have it be a continuous feedback loop where the actual results of what happens out in the wild are then fed back into the environment so you can continue to optimize over time.
Probably right now is the conventional wisdom, but I suggest it's still true. And that is that we will see we are seeing today, and I think in the coming year, we'll see this on a much broader basis, the integration of generative AI into the actual daily operation and practice of loyalty programs. And while I think that will be a burgeoning phenomenon in the coming year, it is happening today. I mean, yesterday I was teaching a class on this subject with executives of companies in retail, travel, financial services, so on, and made the comment about integrating generative AI. And one of the executives in the room was from a large financial services company. And he spoke up and said, we are in the process right now of integrating the use of generative AI into our loyalty program. And so it's happening today. I think it will just explode in the coming year.
It's probably starting, and finishing on a relatively similar topic, and that is an increased pressure for loyalty programs to prove the value of their currency. We see the ubiquity of the benefits and potentially just the influx of various loyalty programs and loyalty currencies. And with a lot of similarities between those, the programs have to work harder. So I think we will see loyalty programs stepping up the game to say, here's my value proposition, here's how I am differentiating that. And obviously that value exchange can be a couple of different things, but whether it's the seamlessness, whether it's that making me feel special, whether that's true value for money or time, I do think that is a space that is increasingly competitive, especially when you see, a lot of those benefits not necessarily associated to, for example, a frequent flyer program. They are potentially available in your everyday arena or your lifestyle arena. So if I was to summarize, it would be really looking at how programs can create their point of difference through their currency, through the accessibility of their benefits, and through their partnerships and the uniqueness of those partnerships.
My one prediction for 2024 is, and again, I think I talked about this last year, I think the mobility space is one to watch out for 2024. I think there is a momentum, excuse the pun, but behind the technology being used and the commercial structures being employed that will lend this really well to be a leading loyalty sector going forward. Now, I've been involved with and seen some of the early work and thinking in some sectors around how loyalty can play a part in electrification, in encouraging people to leave their vehicles for that kind of 1 to 3 mile journeys. I think there's a lot of gaps in there that loyalty can play a very good role in. So I'm going to go out on a limb again on mobility is one to watch. I think things will get a little bit more exciting this year. And I personally am quite excited about it because I think the infrastructure around mobility would make it really quite a genuine player that could take the battle to the airlines. So one to watch.
There's a lot that could happen in 2024. The US Credit Card Competition Act might actually become law and might have consequences that everyone is seeing. But one sure thing is that more and more regulation is coming. But my main prediction beyond more big data breaches is that loyalty and payments will get even closer than they already are. With Avios becoming a global airline currency, does that herald a trend? And if it does, and loyalty currencies become available to earn in more and more places, then paying using those currencies beyond just the home program become a real draw for members. So that's where I'm going to see or make my big prediction is that there's going to be a lot more of payments and loyalty coming together because it's now being a focus on the actual currency of the programs.